Krista, it's only fitting that we open up this Big 12 interview process with somebody that has their jersey retired.
That's always good.
This is a good way to start. It's so great to be in the Big 12, speaking collectively as a BYU group. And I guess my first question is, what advice would you give to BYU women's basketball and basketball in general as they enter just a conference with so much history and so much prestige?
Yeah. I think to embrace it and enjoy it, right? I mean, I think that's what every coach wants for their team, is to be a part of a really strong conference and to be able to showcase your team with the best of the best. And I think they're going to go and play in some beautiful arenas in front of some great crowds for women's basketball, which is super important. And I think they're going to do it great. I think Amber does a good job. And I think that just the excitement that BYU is going to bring to the league is really just important for us to continue to build our brand as a conference. But I would just say embrace it, enjoy it, and and just challenge your team every day to walking into a new arena and a new environment and putting women's basketball on the map.
The newness is exciting. It's like moving to a different neighborhood, and it's a nicer neighborhood, which is nice. We loved previous stints. This is exciting. 30-year anniversary of the NCAA title at Texas Tech. Your jersey's retired. What has that experience meant to you, and how have you used that now as the coach of your alma mater?
Yeah, it was a life-changing experience, no doubt. It certainly has paved some paths for me that I wasn't expecting, and particularly ending up back at Texas Tech as their head women's basketball coach. I'm super honored and blessed to be able to be coaching at my alma mater. But, that experience again, put women's basketball on the map in West Texas. It grew a group of women's basketball supporters to no ends. Like, we played in front of so many sellout crowds, even when I played. And as Coach Sharp continued to build the program, I think we've played in front of 18 sellout crowds, which is around 15,000, which is incredible. And we're trying to get Texas Tech back to that status that we enjoyed. But that experience, and then just being able to celebrate it with our teammates 30 years later, and to have such a celebration of women's basketball has been incredible. And we've tried to use it in recruiting, obviously, and just even growing our fan base back up, because we know that West Texas really loves their women's basketball, and we want to continue to celebrate that and just give the young generation something to look forward to and to believe in their dreams.
Coach Gerlich, your team is coming off a WNIT appearance. We're eliminated in the third round. You picked to finish 10th. I think that, again, because there's so much talent at the top, and to your credit, you've beaten Texas. You've had great success 3 times.
Sorry.
1, 2, 3, let's go. Yeah. Let's go.
In each of your first 3 seasons, right? But you're picked to finish 10th. So how do you view those expectations, and how much does that motivate you specifically in your team?
Yeah, for sure. Well, number one, we are coming off of our best year in a decade, which hurts my heart a little bit as a former Lady Raider, because for years we were at the top of the top, and so that is one thing. But secondly, I mean, preseason rankings to me provide 2 things for you. You either get a target on your back and some added pressure, or you get some great bulletin board material and you get fuel to the fire. And so I believe our team, particularly after what we've gone through the last 3 years to build it back up, has some definite fuel added to the fire. And we're excited about, just getting our head down and working and playing the game we love, and continuing continuing to rise this program back up.
Depends on the composition of your team, right? Like, if your team can take it, you're like, oh, no one believes in you.
Yeah.
They picked you 10th. You can do it.
Yeah.
I want a first-place team to say, you know what, we are the best team. We're going to win this league. Like, no one said that, like, we ignore this.
Yeah.
So whatever your team can take, what do you feel like your team can handle in terms of, like, how you approach different motivating factors? Because it's year to year now as the rosters are turned over.
Absolutely. And, we're actually really fortunate. We have 7 newcomers for sure, but we only lost 1 kid to the transfer portal. So
pretty good.
Yes, we definitely are building the culture. We're building our program, and our kids are believing in what we're doing. So our kids have a little chip on their shoulder. There's no doubt. Our kids can take they can take it. They can take the challenge and the disrespect, if you will. And they're excited about the opportunity. We've been having some great great practices, and I love how our new kids have fit in and bought into our vision, and our returners have done a great job of leading the way.
Bailey Maupin is your preseason All Big 12 honorable mention player. She obviously is going to carry a lot of the brunt and take a larger role for you. Who else should Big 12 basketball fans be aware of on your roster aside from Bailey?
Yeah, Bailey, and that's a sophomore, right? You're talking about a sophomore having that opportunity to lead our team, and she's going to do a great job with that. But, Jordan Merritt is a great addition to our program from the University of Florida. She is a Texas girl, and she has fit right in. Her confidence has grown every day that she's been on campus, and she is just really flourishing right now on the court for us and in our practices. I would say that Alina Enrique also has a chance to do something special. She's a transfer from UTEP. She's from Finland, and just has a really nice game. She's a lefty 6'2" kid that can play the 4, can stretch out to the 3 and knock down the 3 ball, and can really defend. So those two kids in particular, I think, are going to do a great job. Jasmine Shavers is a returner for us that had a great freshman year, had to battle some injuries late, so didn't get to finish the year like she wanted to, but she's a really good basketball player, and I think we're going to see those things. And then Riley McKinney, she's a special player, has won a lot of basketball games in her career at Argyle, many state championships, and just has a really competitive spirit about her and really can shoot the 3 ball. So I could continue to talk about lots of kids on our team, but I think those kids in particular are going to step up and really do some great things for us.
What's the personality of this group that you've tried to sort of, inject culture into, but kind of what are they giving you, and how would you describe that so far in practice?
Yeah, a lot of excitement. They do have a lot of personality, and they get along really well. I love the chemistry that they've already built. I think that they have bought in, again, to the culture that we're building as far as like the relationships that we have on the team, and just really playing with a lot of passion. I think that they're going to be able to defend people the full length of the court, and we're going to be able to put a lot of different lineups on the floor that I think is going to give some people some trouble.
How do you view not just BYU, but all 4 new teams in league, and then the idea that there are going to be 4 more newcomers the year after that?
Yeah, it's exciting, right? It's exciting to add new people to our league. I think the 4 that we're adding right now have a chance to really come in and make a name for themselves. I have a lot of respect for all 4 programs. I've gotten to know them over the past year since we've been adding them to the conference. I've known some of them before that, and I think the coaching is second to none. I think they're all really, really good coaches, and they're going to do a great job of recruiting, and I think it just adds some new flavor to our league, and the unknown is scary. The unknown is coaches that are already in the league are like, oh, what are they going to bring to it? And when you give teams like that a new stage to play on, there's no telling what they can do. So I think it definitely adds a lot of interesting avenues, to our conference.
We wanted Arizona in the winter, frankly, just from a weather standpoint. But that was just me.
True.
Like in January, February, it gets cold in
25
Utah.
degrees in Provo.
It gets cold in Utah, which January 20th is the one matchup with BYU. What are you looking forward to in the first and only contest with the Cougars?
Definitely not the weather, apparently, right? We're going to have to bring our long johns.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're going to have to bring our long johns. But, just being able to take our kids into a new arena, I think it's going to be awesome. Be able to give that travel experience to them to see where BYU is, what kind of campus they have, that type of thing. Obviously playing in front of their fans, but also just a new team that's in the league that is going to be a difficult place to play. Any road game in the Big 12 is difficult. Any game in the Big 12 is difficult, but particularly on the road. So I think it's going to be an exciting time.
Have you been to Utah before?
I have been to Utah. I don't know that I've been to BYU.
Okay.
Funny little story, but in that 93 national championship run, we had 3 losses, and one of them was on the road at Utah, at the University of Utah. Yes, and Utah's really good now. They weren't that great then. So that was a big upset for our team. And it was a lot of snow on the ground when we played there.
Yeah. You know what? Probably affected you guys.
Listen,
it won't in January, but it did in 93.
Your shot at vengeance with Utah doesn't happen this year, but it'll happen the year
I
after.
know,
next year.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, Coach, great to speak with you.
Great to meet you guys. I appreciate y'all, and welcome to the league.
Thank you.